The best life experiences I've had required and involved people, but I can almost say in the same breath that the biggest distractions I've had in my life was also people. I have absolutely nothing against people, and I enjoy human connection, though mostly from a safe distance, but my social battery didn't come with a charger. In fact, my toxic trait is believing that cancelled plans are a blessing. There is a very specific type of person who dreams about having more freedom, not more money, not more holidays, just fewer people, and unfortunately I'm one of them. And before this starts sounding like I inherited a lifestyle, let me clarify that I inherited nothing but cassette tapes and anxiety. I used to live a 9-to-5 life, alarm in the morning, traffic, which in my case was sometimes goats, and I mean actual meh, not athletes. So yeah, traffic, office, people, meetings, and more people. And somewhere along the way, I just realized that I really liked being alone. So I built a life around it. I'm an artist and digital marketer now, which means most of my work can happen wherever I happen to be. But the fundamental goal was to eliminate the traditional work pattern, to have nobody calling asking where I am, no boss wondering why I'm 5 minutes late, no colleagues waiting for me to come back from lunch. There's literally just me. And a lot of people idolize this kind of lifestyle and think it's the best thing ever. It is. I think the biggest thing solitude has given me is something I didn't realize I needed: space. If I want to work, I work. If I want to go to the gym, I go. If I want to spend the next 3 hours drawing something that nobody asked me to, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've come to realize there's something quite peaceful about that. You start to realize how much energy you spend just to accommodate other people, their schedules, their moods, their expectations, even conversations you didn't particularly want to have. When you're alone, all that disappears. You can actually hear yourself think, and that is probably the biggest benefit to me. I've become more focused, more comfortable in my own thoughts, and weirdly more productive because I don't need to endure long conversations with chatty colleagues about what kind of pasta they think I could be. I had to train myself to be alone, and if I'm being completely honest, it's the closest I've ever come to an extreme sport, because it is incredibly hard to sit with your own thoughts. Some people generally describe this as torture, so I completely understand why you'd rather spend time with other people than sit there and watch your own mind present a 4K cinematic movie of your low points in life, followed by a well-documented PowerPoint presentation of heartbreaks that made you betray your innocence and trust. So I completely get it. But it's one thing to spend time alone when you live with other people. It's another thing to live alone and still consciously choose to spend time alone. And that's where I start to define this as an extreme sport. No one prepares you for the weird little moments you experience, like eating alone almost every time, having absolutely no plans on a Saturday night, or realizing that you've actually barely spoken all day. And then you start wondering if you become too comfortable with it. At what point does being alone stop being solitude and start becoming loneliness? Somehow you start to wonder if you've snorted the line between being alone and being lonely. Because despite how much I enjoy this lifestyle, it actually becomes harder to accept invitations that pull me out of it. In my 20s, I'd go almost anywhere with my friends. Now you stand a better chance of finding the Z in Susan than get me out of the house easily. I think the biggest change that solitude has made to my social life is that I stopped confusing access with connection. I used to think that having a busy social life meant I was doing something right. If someone invited me somewhere, I would usually go. If there was a plan, I was there. If someone wanted to hang out, I didn't really think twice about it. I am much more selective about who gets my time these days, not because I suddenly became antisocial, but because when you spend enough time alone, you become very aware of just how valuable your time actually is. I still care a lot. I can still give you the world, but on a limited budget. And ironically, I think solitude has actually made me appreciate people more, because when I do choose to spend time with someone, I'm actually choosing them. I'm not there because I'm bored. I'm not there because I don't know what else to do. I'm there because I genuinely want to be. I don't think being alone makes you a better person. It doesn't magically make you happier. more productive or more self-aware. What it does is remove a lot of the noise, and when there's less noise, you start hearing yourself a lot more clearly. Your insecurities, your bad habits, the things you've been avoiding, the things you actually want. Spending a lot of time alone doesn't solve your problems. It just removes enough distractions that eventually you have to sit across the table from them. And I think that's probably the hardest part of solitude. You can't blame your mood on the people around you when there aren't any people around you. You can't keep yourself busy every weekend with plans just to avoid thinking about what's actually going on. Eventually, it's just you. And weirdly, I've come to appreciate that, because I've realized that being comfortable alone doesn't mean that you don't need other people. It means you don't constantly need people to rescue you from yourself. I still want friends, I still want love and connection, but I just don't want to need them to feel like my life is happening. Being alone has been a healthy way for me to reorient my mind, practice mindfulness, and become more comfortable with sitting with whatever is going on in my head. Not a life without people, just a life that I'm comfortable living when they're not there. It really can help prevent me from possessing the same emotional stability as a shopping trolley with a bad wheel. Please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.